is tree structure presentation of the scope information. We identified in the last class also some topic related to the scope, and also we will identify one more small important topic called as activation records. Okay, we'll see what is the meaning of the tree structure presentation of the scope information. In the any the programming languages, we are declaring variables, and that lifetime of the variable is based on the scope of the programming language. That information how to identify it in the symbol as part of the symbol table, so we'll see. And also I am trying to cover a small other topic called as activation record. Okay, all right. So tree structure presentation means the scope information. We know the scope information is nothing but where we can access the variable. The same variable declared can be declared at the global level, at the local level, across the various functions or blocks. That is the reason we are calling it as the block structure programming languages. The same variable can be available in the as a local variable, okay, or across a function, or it can be available across various functions, or it can be available in the main program. So we'll see how the same variable can be available across various parts of the programming language. Right. So here we are trying to represent the scope information now using the tree structure. When the scope information is presented in the hierarchical manner means it means a parent part, child parts. Okay, maybe some more child may be attached to the available childs also. The hierarchical is nothing but parent-child relationships. Whenever we are representing the scope information or in the hierarchical manner, then it forms a tree structure representation. Then it forms a tree structure representation, which is an efficient approach for symbol table organization. Right. Whenever we are attaching information related to the scope, we add links to the left and right in each record in the section trees. Then automatically convert it into the hierarchical fashion or nothing but in the tree representation. Whenever a name is to be added first, generally we search the name in the tree structure. If the name is not available in the tree, okay, or it does not exist in the as a record in the tree, a new name will be created and added at proper position. Because we learned a lot of representation of the trees, okay, normal tree, binary search tree, AVL trees, red black trees, and various other trees. Only thing is each tree is having its own advantages, okay, maybe limitations in terms of access time, okay, or efficiency of the particular trees. And the new accordingly we are creating the new records, okay, are simply nothing but variables at proper position. Okay. Generally, we access the variables according to the alphabetical positions. Okay, that we are calling it the binary search trees. Of course, AVL tree also works based on the binary search tree principle only. But only thing is we are balancing the height so that whenever we are accessing any variable, it takes the same amount of time. Okay. So whenever we are creating any new symbol in the tree form or a hierarchical form, it contains a left child, it contains a right child, and name of the symbol and its information. What is the meaning of this information? Information is nothing but set of attributes. Information is nothing but set of attributes we are attaching with each and every variable, okay, which is nothing but maybe data type, okay, size, or any other information we want to, or semantic rules we are attaching with that particular symbol. Right. So we are preferencing here these are to create a tree structure organization representation, in particular binary trees, okay, for this any expressions. We use the following manner. The nodes of the binary tree for expression, in particularly for expressions, can be constructed by using a set of functions. By using a set of functions. Right. Each function returns a pointer to the newly created. Each function will be created a pointer to the newly created node. Okay. So whenever we can say where you can use a different types of functions. For the machine language, we can create a node, ML node, we can call it as L is the node, then particularly the operator node, operators. Whenever we want to create a node for an operator, because for expressions, particularly an expression is made up of a set of operands and a set of operators. Of course, we know the number of operands are one more than the number of operators. Number of operators. Number of operators are nothing but number of operators is one. Right. That is one more thing. In particular, whenever you want to create a node for an operator, the operator nodes will be created using ML node. That means the nodes for operators will be different. The nodes for operands will be different. The node for operator will be created using function ML node. Automatically it contains left child, right child, and operator. So every operator must contain an operand on the left hand side and operand on the right hand side. That is the indication. Okay. So the node will be labeled with the operator. To field contains pointer to the left and right. Okay. Operands or further operators or anything with labels L and R. And for whenever we are creating any node for an operand, generally the operand can be a variable name, operand can be a constant. Okay. So operand, if it is that operand is a variable, then we can identify it as ID. Or whenever we are identifying the operand as a constant or a number directly, we can call it as a number. Whether it is an operand is a variable or a constant, we can use a function called as mkleaf, that means make leaf. Okay. If it is case of the variable name, then we are using the id comma entry as its arguments. If it that node whatever we are creating for an operand is directly for it, that means this variable has to be converted into or we need to obtain a value for the particular id. Okay. If you are directly giving the value, then we doesn't require to create an ID and we need not go for getting the value. Then we can use directly a number, okay, as indication of the particular thing and value directly to be attached for this particular thing as attribute. Okay. We are using this make leaf function for identifying operands information. Okay. Similarly, say for example, in this way we can create that values for operands and operators of an expression in order to create symbol table entries in the hierarchical manner or tree structure manner. Let we are having a small grammar for creating a binary tree for the expression a plus b into 10. Okay. So the expressions, the productions may be e derives e plus t, a small expression. The expression, what is it is indicating? It is having a plus operator and two operands. Operator and two operands. We can use e dot node. We can get the node value of E using the make node function, and we can pass three arguments: operator value may be linked to E node, linked to E node. Okay. If you are assigning directly the value of T to value of E, directly we can create E dot node is equal to T dot node. Similarly, if you are having an expression T derives T into F, once again we are having the operator, and we need, say for example, we need a pointers to T and F also, so that we need to get the values for the T and F. The T and F can be once again a variable or a number. We can create for this also using a semantic action. Make node is T dot node equal to make node. Arguments are operator and two links. Okay, operator and two links. Similarly, it derives a directly assignment. And also we identified in the previous derivations, the value within the process is nothing but the value, that is the result f dot node equal to e dot. Similarly, now ID, f derives the ID. Instead of this non-terminals, we are directly coming to the terminals. Because we always identify the terminals are as leaf nodes. Terminal numbers are be created as leaf nodes in the syntactic direction translation or syntactic directory tree. Okay, or syntax tree simply. Okay, so whenever we are identifying the terminal symbols in the part of the derivation, so f dot node is nothing but now we are creating make leaf node. The make leaf node is containing the ID comma ID dot entry, that value where it is contained. Okay, or if we are directly giving the number value, as we can directly assign, so f dot number is equal to, once again we are creating make leaf the number as the name comma and number dot value. We are getting the value as part of the symbol table. Okay, so what is the steps we are constructing in constructing the syntax tree for a plus b into 10 with reference to the symbol tables? First of all, we are creating the leaf nodes. Okay. From the leaf nodes, now using this particular above function, after getting the leaf nodes, after getting the f node or e node, then we are constructing the from bottom to top rise the hierarchical tree. So here, first of all, we need to create P1 and P2. P1 is created using the make leaf ID comma B. Similarly, P2 is created using make leaf number comma 10. Okay. After getting these two nodes, we are creating P3. So P3 is a internal node. Okay. P3 is internal node. So we are using, instead of make leaf, we are using the function make node, and here we are passing the operator and entry for P1 and P2, P1 comma P2. Similarly, after getting the P3, if you want to create the root node, we need P3 and P4. Okay, then we can call this particular combination, this expression is P5. Then we are creating P4. P4 is created once again as a leaf node by using the P3 and P4. Once again, we are using the simple functions. Okay, P5. On all these operations, remember, all these operations are representing the three address code or quadruple code, triplex or quadruple code or triple code. Okay, three address, which is simply can call it as a three address codes. Okay, using the small functions we are creating, using the intermediate code we are creating this particular tree, right? Okay, this is the steps in creating. For example, whenever we want to create a binary search tree. For example, the binary search tree is having these values: index, total, velocity, correct? the tree is we are creating by identifying the first value as root, and based on the next values by comparison, either arithmetic comparison or character comparison, we are identifying whether the node to be at the left hand side or right hand side. Okay. In general, but for any value, uh, the value larger than the current node, we are adding as right shade. If it is less than, we are adding as left shade. Okay. If it is left shade less than, we are adding the left shade. If it is greater than the current node to be in the consideration, then we are adding in the right hand side. Okay. The same thing we are using here. Once again, we can apply in this particular thing also in the same fashion, fashion, but only thing is we are creating all values from left to right. But this is the expression, this is the binary. Okay. So in this fashion, we can represent the scope information of binary uh, the case answer. Okay. So based on this particular way, when you are after creating this particular thing, we can identify if the value is available. Say for example, the variable is available on this left hand node. The same thing, it may be available at the parent. Okay, may not be. But if the variable is available at the parent, automatically the value, the scope of the variable is at its children also. Okay, at its children also. The variable available at P3 can be available at P1 and P2, can be available at a P1 and P2, but a variable available at a P3 cannot be available at a 4. It is out of scope. It is out of scope. For P1 and P2, whatever the values available at the P3, we can call it as a global variable. If the variable available at only P1, we can call it as a local variable. We can call it as a local variable. Right. That is the meaning of the scope, and that we are going to create the values in the hierarchical fashion. Okay. Before moving to some more information related to the scope information at the tree structure, we'll use some more small other one, important one with reference to execution of these functions, maybe P1. Let we can call you P1, P2, P3 are functions also. Okay. How we can identify whether a particular function is activated, completed or not, what is the status of it is, using the small topic called as activation record. Okay, right there. So with reference to the activation record, okay, we'll see what is the basic, how we are representing, what is the other things related to the activation record. A simple activation record now we are considering. So for example, now here a program as a source code is merely a collection of text and make it is allow as long as the scope is within the particular, as long as the scope is within the particular part of the code. Otherwise, a program as a source code is merely nothing but a collection of text or nothing but code and statements. To make it alive, it required action to be performed on the static machine. Okay, to make it alive means to reach the particular in order to execute the particular code, it has to be in the particular scope, and it has to be reachable, and it requires action to be performed on the target machine. Okay, right. A program needs memory resources to execute the instructions. One more thing, program needs memory resources to execute instructions. A program contains names for procedures identified that requires mapping with the actual memory location at the runtime. Because whenever you are executing any particular variable or whenever you are calling a function, maybe within the particular scope of the particular program, whenever you want to execute the particular variable or function, first of all, after intermediate code, we are copying the particular part into the memory locations. It can be called with the main memory or auxiliary memory. We need to identify where the particular program is Okay, and we need to identify the particular scope of the particular function's location. We identified previously using the go-to statements and labels, and also identified in the compiler design. We are finalizing the labels can be at the compilation time or at the execution time also. Okay, that mapping with the actual memory location has to be done at the runtime. So by the runtime means when the program is in the execution. The run environment is the state of the target machine. Run environment is state of the target machine. We know what is the meaning of state of any process. State of any process or transaction is nothing but uh, what is the what is currently what is the actions associated with the particular target code, whether we completed or paused or abandoned or any other thing. Okay, which may include software libraries, environment variables to provide services to the process running in the system. Okay. So what is the meaning of environment variables? Software library means what are the include files we are using, whatever the environmental variables means. For example, whenever we are referencing, say printer or display or any other thing, it should be available. It should be enabled. Okay, right. So runtime support system is a package mostly guaranteed with the execution program itself and facilitates the process communication. And the package is what it is doing facilitates the process communication between the process and runtime environment. It takes care of memory allocation and daily allocation. We are going to see all these things in the fourth unit and fifth unit, right? But the activation record will take care about all these things. Okay, right. So this activation is nothing but execution of a subprogram. In most languages, local variables are allocated when this execution begins. We call it as the activation time. Okay. Whenever we are starting executing any subprogram, automatically local variables are allocated. And also we identified the storage for formals, local variables, function results. Okay. For all these things, we need to identify the activation. Activation is organized as activation record. For all these operations, we need to identify whether the function is active or not, what are the local variables it contains, okay, whether it is in the whether any execution to any variable is within the scope of the particular function or not, okay, again. So in a language is the recursion. So for example, we are in the recursive functions. We are repeatedly calling the same function and using the same variables. Okay. So in this particular thing, whenever every time we are calling the function, a simultaneous activation of the recursive subprogram have different parameters. Okay, different instances. For each different instance, we are having the different values for local variables that returns the different results also. Okay, all this scope of this particular function, be careful. But only thing is in the recursive function, the same program is calling number of times. Each time whenever we are calling that particular function, it is having different value, okay, or different result. Finally, we are merging all the values and calculating the final result. Okay. So each status of the function have each separate activation records. So each activation needs its own activation record. The number of activation record needed is not known at the compile time, only known at the execution time. Because for example, whenever we are calculating factorial of n, the number of times we are calling that particular function is depends upon the value of n. So it will be available only at the time of execution. So allocation of activation records is dynamic. So allocation of activation record is dynamic, and local variables are stacked dynamic. Okay, local variables will be stacked dynamically. That means each time whenever we are calling a function, it is containing its own values. So what is the meaning of activation record? The activation record is specifying the status of a current execution of a part of the program or function or recursive function. It is indicating the status of execution of those statements. Okay, in particularly to identify the local variables or global variables or scope of availability of the particular variable. We can okay, right. So once again, a program is a sequence of instructions combined into a number of procedures. Instructions in a procedure are executed separately. A procedure has a start and a end delimiters based on the programming language. Okay, it can be begin and end, or it can be open brush and close brush. Okay, but whatever it may be, everything inside it is called the body of the procedure. Everything inside it is called as the body of the procedure. The procedure identifier and the sequence of finite instructions inside it make up the body of the procedure. The execution of this procedure is called its activation. Okay, the execution of a particular procedure, okay, or sub procedure is called its activation. So activation record contains all necessary information required to call a procedure. Activation record contains all necessary information required to call a procedure, right? We'll see what is the necessary things to be saved as part of the necessary information required to call a procedure. So an activation record may contain the following units depending upon the source language, depending upon the source language we are using. It may slightly vary from one programming language to other programming language. Okay. In particularly, whenever we are calling any particular functions, we also identified uses of a stack. Okay, as part of the data structure subject. One of the use of the stack is for controlling the functions procedures. Okay, right. So here, even particularly when you are moving from one function to its child function and to its child function, we are using the stack in order to control the program. Okay, so we required a control stack. So the control stack is a runtime stack which is used to keep track of the live procedure activation. That means if the procedure A is calling B and B is calling C, what is the sequence of procedure activations? A, B, C. After finalizing the C, we are getting back to the B. After finishing B, we are coming back to A. Okay, so it will keep track. The control stack is used to keep track of the live procedure activations, and it is used to find out the procedures whose execution has not been completed or completed. Okay, when it is called activation begins, then the procedure name will push onto the stack, and when it returns, that means it is completes into execution of the function, then it will be popped. Okay, we know all these things, but only thing is now we are using all those things as part of the symbol table and contains activation record. Okay, the activation record is maintaining all this information. So the activation record is used to manage the information needed by a single execution of the procedure. The activation record is pushed into the stack when a procedure is called, okay, and pop when the control returns to the caller function. When the control returns to the caller function. Right. What is the activation record contains? What is the meaning of those things? We'll see now in brief. Okay. The activation record contains the following variables. The activation record contains the following variables: return value, actual parameters, control ring, access link, saved machine status, local data, temporary. What is the meaning of return value? Every function may return some value. It is used to the calling procedure to return a value to the calling procedure. So what value it is expecting, it will be saved in the activation records return value, and also along with its required attributes, right? Actual parameters. This actual record contains actual parameters, whatever we are passing to it. It is used by the calling procedure to supply parameters to the call procedures. One more link is control link. It points to the activation record of the caller. This activation record is calling another procedure, means that that procedure also having a activation record. So the control ring is a point to activation record of the caller. Similarly, access link. It is used to refer a non-local data held in other activation records. Non-local data held in other activation records. Okay. Every activation record contains its local data. At the same time, we are accessing the global data also, which is nothing but scope of those variables within this particular procedure. Okay, that will be referred with the help of access link. Okay, this access link is used to refer non-local data held in other activation records. The saved machine status, it holds the information about the status of the machine, nothing but that particular procedure. Okay, before the procedure is called. Then local data. Definitely, each and every procedure is having its own variables. We call those variables as the local variables. It holds data that is local to the execution of the particular procedure. Finally, the activation record contains a entry called as temporaries. It stores the values that arises in the evaluation of an execution. Okay. In the intermediate code, we are identifying for evaluation each and every expression a variables called as T1, T2, T3. Those variables are nothing but temporary variables. So every processor must have some area where you can access and save these temporary variables in order to evaluate expressions, or these temporary variables are arrays in the evaluation of expression. Right. Finally, before concluding this particular topic, okay, a few more points with reference to the activation tree, okay, activation record, okay, with reference to the scope of these variables. Whenever a procedure is executed, its activation record is stored on the stack. Whenever a procedure is executed, its activation record is saved on or stored on the stack, also called as the control stack. When a procedure calls another procedure, the execution of the caller is suspended until the called procedure finishes execution. It indicates nothing but the control is transferred from caller program to called program. At this particular time, the activation record of the called procedure is stored on the stack. That is the reason whenever we are getting back, we are getting the previous values. And also we assume that the program control flows in a sequential manner when a procedure is called. The program control is executed in a sequential manner. Be careful. We are never execute functions in parallel. All internally, all actions will be happened in the sequential manner. In particular, when a procedure is called, its control is transferred to the called procedure. Okay, right. When a called procedure is executed, it returns the control back to the caller. When a called procedure is executed and it finishes its execution, it returns the control back to the caller. This type of control flow makes it is easier to represent a series of activations in the form of a tree. So that particular tree we are calling as the activation tree. Okay, this is related to the scope of a variable, in particularly the tree structure form. Okay, in the tree structure form and a activation record. How we are maintaining the activation records based on caller and called functions. If a caller calling more than one function, okay, the only thing is In what way it is calling? We are identifying as children for the caller function. And the called function also may call other functions. Those functions will be added in the form of tree structure. In the form of tree structure, based on the way the caller function and called functions in terms of the activation record, as activation record is containing, as activation record is containing, it links to its local variables and also link to variables which is outside this particular function. Okay, those we are generally calling as the global variables, or we can identify, we can call the scope of those variables. We can call scope of those variables in terms of this internal activation records. In terms of internal activation records. Okay.